are their names. But if you did not, please don't deploy your observers tomorrow unless they have the official ties of the Electoral Commission. Don't deploy people who are purported to be observers if they have not been accredited by the Commission. The same goes with what they call this vote protectors. I have searched in the electoral laws. There is no concept of a vote protector. It's not there. What is there are agents for candidates. And if polling is taking place at the polling station, and the law permits each candidate to have agents at the polling station, those are your vote protectors. So when you want to come up with different human beings and say this is my vote protector, please let us try as much as possible to abide by the law. Your two agents are your vote protectors. By you are the one who was identified is agents and appointed them. We don't want to cause unnecessary fracas on polling days with people trying to establish who are you, what is your qualification, and so on. Let's avoid all that. The accredited observers will be required to limit their activity to the designated areas or parishes or wards, and the police have been notified to enforce this regulation. If your observer or agent, no, your observers, so agents are confined to polling stations, correct? Observers are per parish, and the tag is observer in this parish. Now, this observer is not the roving observer. And the Kazo Angola zone, then you are in this parish, here in the other parish, and I'm an observer, I can go away. No, the law says you cannot be observatory role that particular parish. So these, I think, under local observers who can go anywhere. But for candidates observers, you are confined, you are supposed to operate within the restricted or a given area. Secondly, participating political parties and independent candidates should also have submitted the names of not more than 5 observers who have been accredited for purposes of accessing the tally center and observing the tally process. You have observers per parish 5. For the tally center, you are also entitled to appoint 5 observers whom the Commission has already appointed, because I cannot say whom the Commission will appoint. If you have not appointed any observers for the tally center, we have closed the door now to appointing observers. Is to the party candidates, political parties. Remember, you have 5 slots at the tally center. The Commission has provided all those accredited, the written clearance, relevant information, and identification to observe the by-election. As for the media, I want you to note, you will only be required to present valid identification of the media organization you belong to in order to access any polling station or the tally center. We don't accredit media people. We don't ask them to identify themselves with the IDs of their media houses. Any individual found to be doing the duties of an observer or agent without due accreditation will be prosecuted in accordance with the law. The Electoral Commission, as is our practice, has established a query of complaints desk here at the tally center to receive and handle any complaints that may arise in any area tomorrow during the by-election. This query desk will be open from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Commission therefore encourages each political party or independent candidate to appoint an official agent to sit with the Commission officials at this conference desk to ease the handling of any query and/or complaint that may arise. We have provided toll-free numbers to enhance this process. The first number, which I would like you to know, It's a toll-free number. The second toll-free number, all the digits are the same except the last, the same as the previous. We also have non-toll-free numbers. You must have some airtime to call this one. 0393 280 498. The other one is 0393 280 488. It's also a non-toll-free number. We have also established a media center at the Tally Center here to coordinate information and provide updates on issues and the progress of the electoral process. The media center will be managed by officials from the Public Relations Department of the Electoral Commission and a designated officer of the Uganda Police Force. They will be giving periodic briefings on the progress of the electoral process, as well as addressing any emerging issues. As Mr. Rode introduced himself, the returning officer for this process is Mr. Henry Makabai. The Electoral Commission has already gazetted, as required by the law, Makerere University School of Public Health, Lower Auditorium, as the election results study center for this by-election, where we are now. Please note that, save for the candidates, or except for the candidates, access to the study center will be restricted to only authorized persons who shall have the respective accreditation tags or cards. The candidates are at liberty to approach or to access the study center tomorrow, because those are the people why we are here. For them, they don't need any accreditation to access the study center. In conclusion, the Commission wishes to appeal to the political parties, candidates, their agents, supporters, and all stakeholders to conduct themselves in accordance with the law and the guidelines issued by the Electoral Commission for these by-elections. We should all work together to achieve a credible, peaceful exercise. I call once again upon the voters to come out early and freely cast their votes. I would like to assure the people of Kawepe North Division that the Commission, working with the Uganda Police Force, has made adequate preparations to ensure a peaceful and secure electoral environment. I wish to warn all stakeholders in these by-elections that any unlawful conduct will be dealt with in accordance with the law. The Electoral Commission calls upon all stakeholders in this electoral process to participate in the remaining activity tomorrow, which is following or adhering to the law and guidelines issued by the Commission regarding these by-elections. I thank you for listening to me. For God and my country.
Thank you very much, Lord Chairperson of the Electoral Commission, for those words of guidance. Now, according to the program that we have, we are going to take feedback and comments and questions and observations from you. You will raise your hand, you will say your names and which institution you represent, and then you will ask or make a comment on any of the issues that have been raised by the speakers. The floor is open. Let me get Richard to move very quickly with the microphone. Richard. I think if you can, please.
Hello. My name is Joshua Mwesigo from Switch Africa. And my question is quite simple. Why are election seasons and periods becoming a death trap for young people?
Thank you. The lady?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon.
My name is Farida Rule, the Executive Director, Shahidi Foundation Uganda, and I'm going to observe this election. My question goes to the Commission. I'd like guidance in case, in a matter where the candidate brings a DRF form and the returning officer is reading the results from a particular polling station, and the candidate is not in agreement with what the returning officer is reading. The candidate asks for attention from the returning officer, and the returning officer declines to give the candidate attention and goes ahead to read and ignores the candidate. What happens, and what does the law say?
Thank you very much. Pass it on to the gentleman there.
My name is Sabina Ellis Grace, an observer at the Talent Center from the Conservative Party. I'm asking a question. At what time are we supposed to report here as observers to the Talent Center tomorrow? Thank you very much.
Thank you. The point, the gentleman, you can give to him so that.
Thank you. My name is Augustine Ojobile. I'm from the Forum for Democratic Change. And I'm representing Khalifa. Mr. Chair, maybe to begin with the issue of vote protectors. I think unless you will have to clarify, I think the law talks of minimum of 2. It has never told us maximum. So maybe we need some clarification of that. It talks of minimum 2 people per polling station. So maybe you clarify what the maximum is. Because I think if we had 2 seated in the polling gazetted area, the others can be outside. So maybe you will help us understand the maximum. Also, Mr. Chair, just yesterday, I tried to communicate with the Electoral Commission over some of our people who were accredited, and unfortunately they were arrested in Soroti. That is the party president of FDC, Joan Alogo, MP, Soroti City, and Jonathan Egwaru, MP, Soroti City. The 3 were already on the list for accreditation. And when I communicated with the Electoral Commission, they advised me to write, and then they would be, we would amend the list. Unfortunately, something that has never happened ever since I started maybe cooperating with the Electoral Commission as an electoral official from FDC. As early as 8:30, the tags were already at our office, indicating that whatever I was going to bring for changes was not welcome. Yet I had been told by one of your commissioners that it is okay, please, as early as 8, make sure you come and we make the changes. But by 8:30, the tags had been delivered at our office with the list of individuals that I wanted to amend. So I don't know whether it was a trick to tell me that please don't bring that list to our attention or something else. Yet other items that we had also expected EC to bring did not come. Like the register, we had to go to Electoral Commission and pick them. The same way we were going to pick the tags, but the tags had to come before us. So maybe that will be the last one. So it means I will be having gaps in my supervisors, because some of them are incarcerated, and I made this nominee for Electoral Commission earlier. So with no attempt, I couldn't amend when you have already delivered. So maybe you can guide on what I should.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Amiaka Sozi is my name. I'm from the Democratic Party, and I'm the campaign manager for Kasisinkanye, the DP candidate. My concern, it goes straight to either there was a miscommunication or something like that, because on the election observers, the 5 parish observers, I tried to reach out to the office of the Electoral Commission, and I met with the regional officer. We had a peace conversation together, and he informed us that they are not necessary. Actually, he did a quick math. He said that if we could allow 5 members for equal candidates, 5 times 9, that would be about 45 people, times 9 sub-parishes, that would be a lot of people within the constituency. So I went back with the names of the 5 members to be accredited for the parish. Now, here we are, the chairman is telling us that if you're not accredited to be into that parish, you will not be allowed. I had already made some tags for my people, but based on what the chairman has said, that means they won't be allowed. However, if it's in the interest of the Electoral Commission for the Democratic Party to have the 5 parish observers, I have them in a soft copy. I don't know if it is a provision or any provision, you can have them accredited. Otherwise, I don't know who is responsible, either the regional Mr. Tolba, or me or some, I don't know. How are we going to do this? Thank you. Thank you very much. There is a candidate here, please. Lord Chair. Mr. Nagola.
I thank you for the latitude, my Lord. My name is Ruimbas Elias Nalopola. My Lord, in the first place, allow me to submit that an election is not an event. May I say one, because Nambi, one of the candidates, had invited General Museveni to address a gathering at Kawepe One Parish, Mbogo Zone. We were advised to go to the other side after crossing Gayaza Road. And indeed, we organized to have a rally at Komamboga and campaign within those parishes. However, as we were campaigning, the same security men attacked us, tear gassed us, shot at us. Many of my supporters sustained injuries. My motor vehicle, among other items, were confiscated. And Mr. Chairman, as we talk now, I don't have a motor vehicle. I'm a candidate, but my motor vehicle was confiscated by police. I can't communicate. My phones were taken, my money, even my tools of trade. You know, I'm an advocate and a commissioner for oath. My stamp was taken, my client's agreements which were in the motor vehicle. Can you imagine, Mr. Chairman? Mr. Chairman, my personal assistant and my supporters were arrested and detained at police. I can't communicate. Mr. Chairman, I could not even call you or any commissioner or even the returning officer because I don't have my phones. Is that acceptable in a free and democratic society? Mr. Chairman, we received information that there is a group of people at Namere who were taking ballot papers before polling. We could not believe that. So we chose to go there and talk in a civil manner to establish whether that is true. And yet in a company of the leader of opposition, Honorable Joel Senyoni, and the Secretary General of my party, Honorable Lubongoya, we went to Namere. We have learned that it is the house of Major Matovu, a former RDC. We found there a group of people with many motor vehicles. A number of them, their number plates had been covered. They were blocking off others. I'm talking about number plates. When we reached there as visitors, we were not welcomed, Mr. Chairman, but rather we were attacked. And my Secretary General here was hit in the face terribly with a baton. We went with a group of journalists. One sustained great injuries was Mr. Chibuika Stephen of NTV, and his camera was confiscated. The one of NBS, his phone was confiscated. Many of those guys shot in the air. Mr. Chairman, there is a problem somewhere. There is another camp along Obongo Road. It is led by one Captain Dashoya. I've come to know that he works with ISO. They are determined to do all wrongs, all evils against us. They are looking for our agents. Mr. Chairman, this is not how elections are conducted in a free and democratic society. When we reported the matter to police at Kawempe, no response. We were welcomed by the DPC, but we were there for almost an hour. They are saying, let us record your statements. Let us have this report entered into our books. And nobody is working on us. And we are afraid. We are likely to invite the citizens to take up that duty of protecting their fellow citizens instead of those who are supposed to keep law and order. Mr. Chairman, who is in control? Is it the police? Is it UPDF? Is it JAT? Where should we go? There is a challenge, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, I don't have my motor vehicle. I don't have my phones. There is a challenge here. Allow me to invite my Secretary General to conclude my submissions. I thank you for that wonderful audience.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman and members of the Commission and all the stakeholders gathered here. I wouldn't say it's a good afternoon in our camp as the National Unity Platform because this has been yet another violent electoral process. And we always have these meetings, pre-polling meetings every time. Unfortunately, I hope this time this meeting will yield. Because we had the same meeting in Omoro, we had the same meetings in Soroti, we had the same meetings in Oyam and other places. But we saw the very things we are complaining about today happened in those elections. For example, Mr. Chairman, when we met with you at the Commission, we agreed that we would adhere to the electoral program as approved. Our candidate has not been able to campaign in one parish, in a full parish, simply because yesterday security ordered him not to campaign there. And yet when we met the Electoral Commission, we were given assurance that because we believe that when the candidates were agreeing on their schedule, all candidates factored in who was going to come at what time, and so our candidate hasn't been able to campaign in the parish. And Mr. Chairman, I've written a complaint which is on your desk about that. Mr. Chairman and members of the Commission, you've consistently said there would be no numberless vehicles in this by-election. But just go to Kawempe and see how many numberless vehicles are there right now, some of which have been covered by the media. But like my candidate said here, today we bumped into them doing that. We got information that vehicles were moving into this compound with numbers. They come out without number plates. They go in with the number plates, they come out without number plates. So what is happening? And as we got into that compound, which we thought was actually a public place, because the cars which were there, some of them bore government number plates, and others did not have number plates at all, as you see on the media, because the journalists who were not battered and whose cameras were not taken, at least were able to capture all that. The question of predict ballot papers, Mr. Chairman, you've always given us assurances each time that the Commission protects these ballot papers, that you're the only ones with them. But Mr. Chairman, almost every by-election in this country and the general election, we normally see predict ballot papers. And we've been asking ourselves, where do these ballot papers come from? Number two, what happens to the people who are caught with those ballot papers? So, the fact that the Electoral Commission today is saying, the ballot papers are safe, we do not have confidence in that statement because this is what has always been told to us, only to reach into the field. I am not a prophet, but I can predict that tomorrow you see predict ballot papers flying around. Usually in favor of the NRM candidates. And as you know, we've always raised these complaints. People are arrested with them. Some of the cases die, you don't see anybody prosecuted, and all that. So, Mr. Chairman, we are very, very concerned about where we are right now. We are concerned by the information we are getting almost every minute about people gathered somewhere, critiquing ballot papers and all that. Yes, our polling agents will be there, pick them up like they have done in the past. You remember, Mr. Chairman, in Omoro and many other by-elections, security moved in and picked up many of our polling agents off polling stations. And these are complaints we've repeatedly made to the Commission. So we hope this time around that when our polling agents come to the polling stations, they actually will be left to do their work, and that the voice of the people of Kawempe North will be respected. I thank you.
Thank you very much. Honorable Balimwezo.
Thank you so much. My name is Balimwezo Ronald Zuga, member of NUP. I wanted to know the extent of the polling station. If I finish voting and I stand 100 meters away from that protected zone, am I wrong? That's what I want to know.
Thank you very much.
And two, what are the roles of the other DCs in this election?
Thank you very much. Pass that microphone to the young man behind you. There's a young man behind you. First give it to him, then to you.
I'm a candidate.
Sorry. Please,
Thank you so much.
please, by all means.
My name is Akakiiko Mahmoud, aspiring MP and independent. Mine is just to supplement on what Honorable Barmuizo was saying. The fraternity, the people will need to know why all the security operatives are inclusive in this by-election. This has brought a lot of fear, intimidation, mostly among the ghetto youth. Yesterday, yes, they are almost 60% have been detained. We have been receiving calls this morning that the ghetto youth, when these security operatives just look at them, they just get them and incarcerate them. So the ladies are in fear, and even the ghetto youth. Those young men in ghettos, they have fear, and they are most likely not to participate in this election. I would like also to bring to your attention that why don't you let these UPDF, the judge, go out of this process, and we at least remain with police. That one we can handle. But these guys of judge, Fuso, Diso, Piso, they are going to bring a lot of fear in our electorates. Please kindly, Mr. Chairman, do whatever you can and let these people move out of the process. And lastly, it's about the register. By now, having the registers, how do you think we are going to move on by receiving the registers this early, this late? Please, you have done no justice to us. Thank you so much.
Lord Chair, with your indulgence, I think you may wish to first take this, and then we can have another round. You may wish to. The person is going to respond to those, and then we'll take another round.
Dear participants, thank you for the questions you have raised. I'll ask my secretary to respond to the issue of the registers, the timeliness of releasing or availing the registers to the candidates. The other issue is what I wanted to respond to. The issue of observers, the issue raised by Mr. Kasozi of DP. The rail told him one thing, we are saying another thing. What is the correct position? And because of that, you are not able to therefore have the intended observers, those parishes, accredited or cleared. What can they do now? Then I will respond to the rest. Okay. Secretary.
Thank you, Lord Chair. The Commission is required under the law to, within 12 hours, polling, share with political parties and candidates participating in an election some of the materials that I think the regional officer talked about here. A copy of the polling register. What we share with political parties is a copy of the polling register that is enclosed in the ballot box that goes to the polling station. The serial numbers of seals that have been used to seal the metallic box that transmits polling materials to the polling station, the seals to be used to seal the polling box during polling, and the serial number of the seal that seals the box after polling is concluded. We also share, as required by the law, a copy of the serial numbers of the transparent, tamper-evident envelopes that transmit results from the polling station to the returning officer, as well as the one that transmits the official report book and a second copy of the results. We also share with them the serial number of the declaration of results forms that are issued to each polling station. And this one we always do. I'm sure by now the participating political parties and candidates have already received files containing these details. The regional officer did mention here that when we were doing final packing of the kits, it was done in the presence of some of the agents or representatives of political parties and candidates. For avoidance of doubt, my Lord, this activity was done this afternoon at the Commission Warehouse in Banda. Mr. Peter Aiso of NUP was there. Is he here? Do you know him, Oleus? Mr. Peter, he was there. He was physically present and he signed in our register. Mr. Owere Asoka of NRM was there. Aris Katusabe of FDC was there. Tumusime Esau, representing Ajat Anifa Kaladi, was there. When we packed all these materials, including the ballot papers that are being talked about, maybe I forgot to mention that in that file also, there are serial numbers of all ballot papers that we have sent each polling station. You have a group of those ballot papers that we have in our box, which will be at the polling station tomorrow. You already have the serial numbers of those ballot papers, and these people were there when we sealed them. So we have also now been able to transmit to each of these political parties and candidates a copy of the register. This register is supposed to be used at the polling station tomorrow when voters are being verified, so that the political parties and candidates representatives, together with the polling officials, collectively verify voters who come to the polling station and present themselves to vote. This one we have done. On the question of the Democratic Party, these guidelines are in writing and they were issued right from the time, my Lord, you addressed the consultative meeting when the program for this activity was rolled out in Kawembe at the Tick Hotel. Political parties were informed then and they have continuously been updated. That you to be accredited to observe different processes in the by-election, you apply for accreditation and you apply to the Electoral Commission. It's unfortunate that the DP, and DP of course is an old party, we have been together in these things. So I don't know why the president this time decided to look for advice and ended up not submitting where these lists are supposed to be as closed, because it's not just a matter of bringing the name and then you go and you observe. There are processes. These names are presented formally in the meetings. We call it the accreditation committee. The accreditation committee discusses the list, and then the list is approved. Upon approval, then we print the tags which have been now issued. I see some of you putting them on. So it's a process. It's not just a one-off issue. So right now, that is where we are, my Lord. I hope I have answered.
Thank you. Now, Honorable, I think this is a candidate, Mohamud. Why all this security clampdown? Why don't you get rid of UPDF, that, and leave the police whom you can deal with? First of all, the Electoral Commission is not responsible for the deployment of security in the electoral process. That is the preserve of the Uganda Police Force. Ours is to work with the Uganda Police Force, whose primary role is to maintain law and order, which is a critical requirement in our elections in this country, which have become a do or die, cutthroat business or affair. We need security without a doubt. And in our preparations, in our planning, we inform the Uganda Police Force to be alert, to be aware that we have this exercise. However, according to the Constitution, I think it is Article 212, which spells out the functions of the Uganda Police Force. It says, the functions of the Uganda Police Force shall include the following, among others: to cooperate with the civilian authority and the other security organs established under this Constitution and with the population generally. It is their prerogative to cooperate with other security organs in whatever task they are involved in execution of their mandate. But since members of Uganda Police Force are here, I see very many senior officers, I think they will answer that one in greater detail, since I don't work with the Uganda Police Force. So the head of security in this by-election from the Uganda Police Force headquarters or the regional police commander is in position to explain that or talk about that in greater detail. But legally, by way of the Constitution Constitution permits the Uganda Police Force to work with other security agencies as they go about executing their mandate. I think the question is, how do these people conduct themselves? I think that is at the heart of the matter. They are expected and required to act in accordance with the law. All of us, whether I'm the chairman of the Electoral Commission, or the commissioners, or the staff of the commission, or a minister, or a commander of the army, we are all required to act in accordance with the law. I think that's the principle. Therefore, any officer who acts or oversteps him or herself should be dealt with in accordance with the law. Period. Honorable Mwezo, yes, the law permits you to stand about 100 meters from the polling station. One, if you have finished casting your vote, you don't have to hang around the precincts of the polling station because you are crowding it. You have cast your vote, leave space for other voters who have not yet cast their vote. You come and do so. But you can stand about 100 meters away. Provided, I repeat, provided your presence is not disruptive to the voters who are approaching this polling station. And secondly, provided you are not causing commotion within or around or near the polling station. No commotion, no drinking waragi or beer, it's 100 meters, no playing music, no. You can just humbly be there. You wait for the counting of the votes to come and witness the count. Because at times we see some people who are rowdy. If I know these voters don't support candidate Balimwezo and they are about to tend, they tend to disrupt them or to intimidate them. That's not allowed. So please, let us respect the rights of other voters to peacefully go to these polling stations and cast their vote just like you have done. Youth in the ghetto being arrested. Well, honestly, I cannot talk about that. Again, maybe the police will have to do that. But what I know as a general matter of fact is that whether we are in an electoral season or activity or not, the observance, maintenance of law and order is a continuous process. This must be observed. Law enforcement agencies must ensure law and order is observed at the end. So, if for reasons known to the police, maybe they suspect these people are committing a crime or about to commit a crime, we are not going to say, no, when we are in elections, leave people alone. Even when you find them breaking into houses, leave them alone. But maybe they can talk about that, whether they have reasonable ground that led them to the arrest of these people, if at all. Now, Mr. Luis Ubongoya, on the issue of your candidate not being able to campaign in all the areas yesterday because of the reasons you have given, how I wish you had brought this matter to the Electoral Commission, to the attention of the Electoral Commission. How many of us participated in the Kebyokulonda East by-elections? Those of us who were there. Kebyokulonda East, yes, Farida, you were there. Quite a number. You remember what happened? When I think the chairman, NRM, who is the president also, was supposed to go to, I think, a certain area to campaign for their candidate, Kebyokulonda East. That venue had previously been booked in the harmonization program or activity by, was it FDC candidate or Stephen. Yeah, was it Kunyingi or no? Katiti. Who was the other person? Anyway, the issue is the NRM candidate in that by-election wanted to bring his party chairman to this venue. But that venue in the harmonization process was booked by another candidate. And these people deployed SFC, they put up their equipment, secured the area. The matter was brought to the attention of the commission. I remember I was seated in my office at that time. And what we did was consulted with my fellow commissioners, and we told the people that, look, that venue was booked by that candidate. It should remain like that. And indeed, the party, NRM party chairman was, should we say, vacated, or he was told the candidate of NRM, because for us we don't arrange. The harmonization program is not for the party presidents, party chairperson. It is for the candidates. So it's the candidate who indicates that, look, my party president or chairman will be coming to lend me support on such a day. Can we please have him on this venue? If he had brought it to our attention, we would have looked at it, but it was not, unfortunately. However, as a matter of principle, the harmonized campaign program can be altered. It's not cast in stone. It can be altered or changed any minute. Parties are in agreement, the candidates. If the candidate X wants to change his or her venue to another venue, which is already booked by candidate Y, they have to agree among themselves that, can you allow me to occupy this venue instead of the other you. So, but in this case, as I say, this matter was not brought to our attention. We would have handled it. We handled Kebyokulonda East in 20. Was it 18 or 19? I don't remember.
Or Kumapu Media TV.
Number plates. We have discussed this matter in various engagements, and I thought this was something of the past. I think Mr. Rongo, I don't know whether he has left. Those of you who are in Electoral, those of you who are in Kisoro, those of you who are in Wales, Yam, South, Serede, and so on. The concept of numberless vehicles had been dealt with. However, I want to urge security, the ones who are in the charge. We do not expect as a commission to see numberless vehicles moving around tomorrow. We don't expect those. You very well know that such vehicles moving that manner are in breach of the law. And secondly, you create something sinister about your presence in the electoral area. If you are up to good or something legal, why should you obscure your number plate? So we thought we had put that behind us, because in subsequent by-elections we have been holding, we have not been having that phenomenon of numberless vehicles. We don't expect to see those. Maybe the police, I want you to note this. I want you to talk about this. Should we expect numberless vehicles tomorrow again? Who are these people who are above the law, who are moving these vehicles? And security just waves the white handkerchief at them. Muiteu. So should other people also move with the numberless vehicles? Should all of us get rid of our numbers because we are having by-elections in the North Division by-election? Should we do that? I repeat, we don't expect to see such vehicles. If they are seen, please let them be pounded, because that's the law. Protect ballot papers. You know, we were in the, which constituency was this? Was this Yam, Stephen, Commissioner? Oh, Yam North? where some people invaded a polling station, people there in the rural areas, grabbed the ballot papers, critiqued them, and stuffed them. The Wananchi were very annoyed after this group had left because understand or even ample. They smashed the ballot box and tore all these ballot papers. We went there with Commissioner Stephen. We informed what had happened. Two things. The critical thing is the fact that they could only come to the polling station and grab ballot papers which were lawfully or legally deployed at that polling station is an indication they could not get these ballot papers elsewhere. They could not obtain our ballot papers elsewhere apart from grabbing those which were lawfully placed at this polling station. That is one thing. Secondly, these were not staff of EC. It's goons. Thirdly, the polling station was manned by an unarmed constable. Our elections are so democratic that we don't even allow an armed police officer to be in charge of the polling station. No. So the constable was not armed. These people had the arms or a weapon. They came, grabbed the ballot papers, and did what they had. This is why we keep emphasizing and repeating that in order for us to have a credible, peaceful, free and fair election, every one of us must play his or her role in accordance with the law. My officers have told you the elaborate measures we have taken to be open and transparent about every process in this election, every planning, everything. We're even giving you the serial numbers of the ballot papers which are going to be placed at every polling station. We are giving you the serial numbers of the seals which will be placed on these boxes. The commission has done its best. We have invited you to observe or to witness the dispatch of these materials. Tomorrow, as a commission, we do our part, and you also do your part. Political parties, agents, candidates, supporters of voters, security agencies, do your part. And then shall have a good election. Now, on the issue of I don't expect the agents to be picked up. Why? The agents are provided for under the law. In fact, I want to clear the question with it, I think, Augustine, related to agents. I'm coming. Now, according to the parliamentary election, because Augustine was saying that the law talks of at least 2, that does not give a maximum number of agents, just gives a minimum. Section 32, subsection 2, Parliamentary Elections Act says, not more polling agents shall be appointed by a candidate. Not more than 2 representatives of polling agents shall be appointed by a candidate. So a candidate is only entitled to 2 polling agents per polling station. However, these agents are provided for under the law. Their presence at the polling station is therefore lawful or legal. We therefore do not expect anyone to place them under arrest because they are legal. Provided police agents, if you have not done it yet, can you do it tonight? Give your agents introductory letters or appointment letters, which you will hand over to the presiding officer. My agent at this polling station is so and so, so and so. Give them these letters, which you will hand over to the presiding officer for purposes of identification. Please, unless an agent is committing a crime or suspected to be committing a crime, he or she should not be placed under arrest. Now, Candidate Narukora, I think I've talked about the last rally you're supposed to hold. How I wish you had brought that matter to our attention. Would have, I'm sure, addressed it as a commission. Whatever happened to you, your property being confiscated, your people being arrested. As I said, I don't speak for security of Uganda Police Force. I think they are here. They can explain that as to why they should not hand back your vehicle. Maybe it is an exhibit, I don't know. I don't want to conjecture or guess as to why this episode before you. Now, the issue of Namere, Pritiki, I only wish you had got a sample of this ballot paper. That you say you are not welcome because you are visitors. And I think it is an African for us to handle visitors in such a manner. But if you suspect that something wrong is being done in relation to the by-election, our numbers, we have raised the toll-free numbers. Can you raise us? And why don't you raise us? Why didn't you raise us as a commission? I saw Mr. Romboy has missed a call, unfortunately, because I was in a meeting. When I tried to call back, he's not here. I tried to call back about 5 times. It was off. It was switched off. Maybe they had grabbed it also, I don't know. But it was off. We respond. We respond. But let's not try to appear to be the ones who are enforcing some of these things. The enforcement. Now, the issue of reporting to police, again, they are here. I don't know whether the DPC Kawempe is here. Why did you not take action when it was reported to you that some suspected crime concerning elections was taking place at Namere and this Bongo Road led by Captain Chashoye? Why was no action taken? I think it was Kamia Kasus has been answered. Augustine, your people were arrested yet they have been accredited? That's unfortunate. Have we issued them with accreditation tags already? And the issue of the ones who intended to replace being accredited instead, maybe the commissioner in charge of accreditation is here, Commissioner Simon. I think you will respond to that. You know, we are so organized. Everything has somebody responsible. Now, the person in charge of accreditation committee and the commission is Dr. Simon. Although I'm the chairman, he knows how he handles these things. He only briefs us that this is what has happened. We have received so many applications. We have upgraded so many. Dr. Simba, I think he will talk about that, or the accreditation of the FDC people. What time is supposed to press? What time is supposed to